Hi, everybody from the Temple. This is Adam Sartwell, co-founder of the Temple of Witchcraft and lead minister of Virgo. And I'm coming to you because this month, while the sun is in Virgo, the Virgo Ministry has sort of taken over the media for the Temple of Witchcraft. And we're not the only ones who do this, by the way. Every ministry takes over their doing little posts and things like that during their month. And the Virgo Ministry, I'm blown away because my volunteers stepped up and are doing all this amazing posts and things like that. And I feel a little guilty because I was supposed to do a post last Friday and totally forgot about it. And here we are. But I wanted to come to you today because it's Friday and I wanted to do a little crafting video for you. And not just the sort of crafting that you're making an incense or whatever, but our witchcraft, our craft. And we're getting ready for Mabon. And Mabon is the end of our Virgo Ministry month because then it changes into the, Libra sign. So we're coming up on Mabon. So one of the things that I like to think about when I think about Mabon is that it's kind of like pagan Thanksgiving. It's where we are doing our second harvest of fruits and wines and things like that, and getting those things ready, doing some of our canning, that kind of stuff. But it is a time where we are starting to feel that abundance from nature and take it in and harvest it. And I've always sort of had this vibration of gratitude when it comes to Mabon, that we should be giving back in a way that is, in a way that we're not expecting anything from it. It's just a offering to the universe. So usually when I do my Mabon celebrations on my own, in my journal, I start a list of all the things that I'm grateful for, that I have great gratitude for. And I write all of those things out. And in my own personal Mabon, yes, I have personal Mabon as well as our temple rituals. I will, in my circle, read that list out to my spirits and maybe make an offering or things like that for all of the blessings that I have. In this sort of weird time that we're in, you might not feel very thankful, and that's okay. I think we're all human, and we have a little bit of a bias sometimes towards the negative. And I feel like when we bring out that gratitude practice of, I'm grateful for this, and we sort of think about that, we change our energy a little bit. And I don't know about you, but I could definitely need an energy shift in the universe. And if I can shift that in myself, and I can make others shift that in themselves, then maybe we can shift some of the energy that we've been experiencing. We'll see. Anyway, my practices this year is I have created for myself a little I am grateful for sheet that I sort of decorated. I got a little oak leaf there, and a pumpkin, and an apple, and of course wine, because it's Mabon. And I put it all together so that I can start doing a daily practice of saying what I'm grateful for on the sheet, writing it out. And every time I'm going to charge it, the sheet of paper, with an image of a banquet for all my gods, all my spirits, all the things and wonderful people I live and work with, and all of those beings that have helped me, and imagining this huge banquet where all of them can sit down and all of them can receive what it is they need, desire, and want and feel grateful for that. So it's sort of like an offering in the form of a piece of paper, but when you get to your Mabon ritual, if you're doing your own personal one, or maybe you're doing it on a different day, and that's fine too, you would read out all the things that you've listed on your sheet, and then visualize that amazing offering. And maybe you'd even add a couple of offerings that you've created or made to the spirits for that. It's a lot like the sort of sacrifice stuff that we did for our, Litha part, Litha and Lammas for me. But this, I want to just burn it during my Mabon ritual and let's sort of release that to the spirits. My second practice I've been doing since the pandemic started. I went up to Vermont to see my family for just a tiny bit, and my brother and I talked about how to keep best in touch with each other and how to feel like we're connected in a way. And he asked me if I would send him postcards. So I have been sending postcards at least, 3 or 4 a week, depending on how busy I am, to him. And he likened it to wanting to see something other than bills in the mail. But it has connected us, which I really enjoy and I really love. But it reminds me also about how there are many people in our lives that we lose touch of, that we might have their address, and reconnecting with them, being grateful for the fact that they're still in our lives, that they're still around, that, showing our appreciation for them is a powerful thing. So I added to my practice of writing postcards, writing another postcard. So I'd write 2 a day. And really, it's a paragraph you can write on a postcard. There's not much you can write on it. But I picked up some postcards from the Met with all sorts of fun art on them. And then, of course, because, I was getting to the end of this, I picked myself up some botanical ones from the Botanical Gardens in New York. And I have been sending him postcards and sending out postcards to some of my peeps that I have their address, and I just appreciate them and what they do and things like that. So it's sort of like a thank you card process, but also, let's stay in touch, and I care about you, and I don't want you to, go away, kind of thing. So this time of year, I also think about those little thank you cards, because I know it sounds silly, but getting something in the mail, one, saves our mail system so that it doesn't go away, and it also is like opening a present, imagine when you were a kid and, your aunts and uncles would send little, cards for your birthday or something like that, and you'd open it up and you'd be like, oh, wow, this beautiful card, and maybe there's, a surprise money in it or stickers or, something like that, where you're like, oh, this is so awesome. That is what I think about when I send these out, is that I'm sending out a little piece of joy and childlike joy. Because when you're a kid, you don't get a whole lot of mail. And I think that when we're adults, we sort of forget that we can get other things than bills in the mail or, political statements, things like that. So I would love to share that. I share that with you, so you can make it part of your practice if you'd like. But for now, this is my practice for a little bit of every morning. I'm going to write something there that I'm grateful for. And I hope that you are grateful for these videos and are enjoying them. So with compassion, blessed be.